God, there's such bad drivers around here.
This episode of Garage419 is brought to you by Friday the 13th, in theaters February 13th.
Indulge me, if you will, for a minute. Think about any car guy chase movie you've ever seen. Vanishing Point, Ronin, Gone in 60 Seconds, Bad Boys. Pick one, doesn't matter. They all feature the same theme in the car chases. Guy wants to get from one place to another as fast as possible, generally with some sort of precious cargo, and for some reason, they always end up taking the most out-of-the-way route you can possibly imagine just to get that really pretty shot for the cameras, right? Now, this past weekend, Jason Statham was featured in the Audi commercial as the Transporter, where he decides that the Audi A6 3.0T is the perfect car for transporting something. That's when it all went wrong. See, Tom, our cameraman, felt like I needed some sort of precious cargo to bring with me as a token of offering to JF and Tom, our producers, so I wouldn't have to do anything stupid with this car. Live lobsters were not exactly my idea of a present. They scare me. And live lobsters in a big tank of water in the backseat is even worse. So can we just get this over with so I can enjoy my dinner? God, I hate lobsters. The lobster bin. I don't know how to buy lobsters, so I just buy by the, give or take 2 pounds, I guess. Oh, that's so creepy.
This should be about 2 pounds.
That last one was about 2 pounds. Yeah, I'll take you guys. Ugh. These things are so creepy.
$39.
JF Musial. What if I'm driving really fast and the tank's in the back of the car?
Well, I don't want to be spilling the water out too much, but...
I have a lid on the tank.
It should be alright.
Ugh, I'm definitely not putting these in the car. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Tom, I'm not touching these friggin' lobsters for my life. So, you give me this. Okay. I'll take this. You put the lobsters in the tank. How are you guys gonna handle high speed?
We'll see.
G-force. That is a tank. It looks very professional.
And I might safety belt them in, just for extra precaution.
This is a really bad idea, by the way. And Audi, I'm sorry.
That's good enough.
This is the worst idea you've ever had. I hope JF likes his friggin' lobster. Let's get out of here. My transportation vehicle of the day is the 2009 Audi A6 3.0T, where T, of course, stands for supercharged. I know, that makes a whole lot of sense. Obviously, they did not want to confuse the T with the S Audis, the S6. So 3.0T, we have it. 3.0 liter supercharged V6, making 300 horsepower in this trim and 313 pound-feet of torque. Now, why do we like this engine? Well, with a supercharger, you get the torque of a V8 engine, as in the 4.2 liter engine that used to come with this car. And of course, you get the fuel economy and the lighter weight of a 6-cylinder. And with the weight savings, actually the top speeds and 0 to 60 numbers of the 4.2 and the 3.0T are exactly the same. This is a good thing. Ooh, nice turn. Downshift. Of course, the standard transmission for this car, at least for the US market, is the 6-speed Tiptronic. You get the paddle shifting right here, and if you use the sport mode like I'm using right now, the shifts are reasonably quick. That brings me to the sound of the supercharged engine. In my Mini, for instance, there is a very pronounced supercharger whine, which I happen to like, but some manufacturers think that the customer doesn't want that. So I understand why you'd want a quiet car. Makes perfect sense to me. This car is meant to be fast, comfortable, and quiet, and it does those things. A staple, in my opinion, of a really good luxury car with some power is when you're on the highway and all of a sudden I looked down and I was going blank. And if that number is over 100, you've got yourself a good car. One thing I got to tell you I do miss is the sound of a V8, which really obviously unmistakable, that low-end grunt and that rumble of the V8, and the Audi 4.2 with the proper exhaust is actually one of the best sounding engines I've ever heard. Think if you've ever heard a spiker at wide open throttle, that's what I'm talking about. This engine, no supercharger whine. I can't hear it at all. We mic'd up the engine at one point and that might pick it up, but from sitting in the cabin, you get nothing. A sports car buyer is going to want to hear the horsepower. The 4.2 V8 made such an amazing sound that it almost feels like a step backwards in the name of efficiency for a gearhead who is going to want that sound. I want that sound. You guys probably want that sound. So all I'm asking, and I'm asking this directly to whoever's over at Audi over there, in the S4, don't make the mistake of quieting it down too much. I'll even take supercharger one. I'd like to hear something from the engine that's a little more feedback than just kind of a neutral sounding V6. This is a great road right here. I happen to be a huge fan of this road. The A6's suspension is basically unchanged for this year. McPherson struts up front, multi-link in the back, which gives you a sporting luxury car ride. If you put it in sport mode, it kind of tightens everything up for nice windy back roads like we're on right now, and then you put it back in regular drive and it handles the potholes in New York City just fine. He's splashing around a little bit back there. He might not find it as nice as I do, but you know, he's a lobster and he's probably gonna get eaten soon, so I don't really care what he thinks. As far as exterior goes, you've got some subtle improvements to the car that really only an expert would notice right away. There's a little more chrome on the side. The mouth up front does not have a divider in the center of it anymore, now just a big kind of open thing that is totally ruined by our New York State front plate requirements. And then of course you've got the LEDs in the headlights, just like the R8 and the new A4. And you've got LED tail lights as well that wrap sort of up onto the top of the trunk and actually look really nice. The rear bumper, a little bit more hard edge, a little more aggressive, but overall you really kind of have to know what you're looking at to be able to tell this A6 from, say, a 2008 model. The last A6 I drove was actually the 4.2 liter V8 model, and by comparison, this car with its lighter front weight feels a little bit better going into the corners and turns in easier, despite the fact that this particular car is actually on snow tires. Because the engine is no longer hanging out over the front axle the way the V8 is, what they call the trademark Audi nosedive has almost been eliminated from the equation, which is a welcome improvement over the last generation A6. My favorite Japanese steakhouse. Oh, Ito. My favorite hibachi spot. And I'm gonna bring these lobsters to JF. Let's see if he'll like his present. But I'm not getting them out. Tom, you're getting them out. I'm not getting these things out of here. Oh, that's a good one.
Ah! Oh man.
You'll trade me back.
Okay.
Oh, this sketches me out. He's gonna love his present. I hope he finds them as appealing as I do. I like them when they're cut up and on a plate, but moving with rubber bands in the claws, not so much. Yo.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Why are you filming?
I got your present.
Why are you filming?
I got your present.
What did you get?
Well, first of all, we shot the episode already.
How did it
See what
go?
How did
Good.
Wait,
Yeah.
we had this whole thing planned. Why did you buy lobsters?
For dinner.
Are you serious?
Lobsters. For dinner.
No way.
We're gonna eat them.
All right, wait. So you shot the episode already.
Yeah.
What was the episode? That's
I
the
was
whole point of why
transporting the
we're
lobster to you to eat.
How
How you doing, man?
good,
Can we
good.
cook some lobsters?
Oh, absolutely.
Sweet. Thank you. We'll be
We'll
be right here. Thanks a lot, man.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cool.
I'll be back.
Perfect.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Right here.
This February, prepare
What was it?
for the day everyone fears. Friday the 13th, rated R. Starts Friday, February 13th.
I have your lobster.
Sweet.
Today I'm gonna cook it here for your birthday.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Birthday? Is it gonna be like that?
So tell me, how was the car?
It's
Need your sauce?
yes, please. The car is nice. It's a good fast luxury cruiser. It's a mid-sized sedan, which doesn't really do anything for me.
But it's a good car.
Yeah, oh yeah, they've done well with it. I like the LED headlights and LED taillights and the two-tone leather.
What about on the highway?
It's fast. The comfortable cruising speed is 90 to 100. It is absolutely an autobahn cruiser. Although they... Oh, flipping. Shrimp flipping. Oh, nice.
Hey,
In the eyeball.
in the hat.
Oh, nice. Nice. It's a corner carver if you really need it to be. And
But it's
You know.
not an S or an RS.
I would buy an S4. I don't see a reason to spend the extra money for a bigger car over an S4. Good car. I want to eat this lobster though, so shut up. Yes, that is going to look so much better in my belly than it did when it was alive. Lobster sauce. Yes. Nice. You were once alive about a half hour ago, and you are no longer alive. And now you are going in my belly. I love my job.
WePCTV is brought to you by ASUS and Intel.
The future is kind of like saving the environment. How are we supposed to get excited about something only tomorrow's generations will benefit from? But actually, you can have your own little piece of the future today, if you know where to look, and that's computers.
WePCTV is brought to you by ASUS and Intel. You dream it, ASUS builds it, Intel inside.